Assume to we have the functions we know, right? LR start transaction, web break find, web image, and web break say param ex, web break say param reg exp, and web URL, and LR start transaction, LR think time. So these all will be functions. We have the separate functions like LR functions and web functions. So today we can discuss what are the LR functions and what are the web functions. So we can go to the view, and here step toolbox will be there. See here, we were able to see the all functions. How many functions we have? All functions we are able to see. So for example, first we'll start with the LR functions. As same to what we know as of now, we can discuss. So what is the LR start transaction and transaction?
It can be used to find the measure of the
To
response time.
measure the particular response.
Yeah, to measure the particular transaction response time point of we are using for the LR start and end transaction. Okay, good. And one more we can observe here we have the one more. This is also one function, LR function, LR evolve string. So LR evolve string, which purpose we can use means, see for example, we are giving for the which name parameter name login we are giving means this value we want to read means we need to give for the LR evolve string. Particular variable you want to read that value means we need to use for the LR evolve string. Got it? LR evolve string. We want to read the particular value. So now again one more example, LR output message. LR output message means the particular message what you typed in the double colon, that message you want display in the output window, we need to give for the LR output message. Okay. So this is the LR evolve string, LR output message, and we have any other things, and LR think time. So what is the LR think time means? Think time mathematics is a delay between the actions or transactions. We can call it as a think time. So actually what is happening, right? So user to user, when we are doing for the our transactions or actions, some delay it is happen. So that delay we can call it as a LR think time. We can call it as a think time. So delay between the actions or transactions, we can call it as a think time. That is the function LR think time. And for we know for these functions as of now. So what are the functions we observed? LR start transaction, end transaction, and same to the LR evolve string, LR output message, LR think time. So now next function we can observe LR continue on error. So you can click on this, you are able to read out also. See, below we are able to read that particular which purpose we can use LR continue on error. So if you get any error, for example, in this particular section, you are getting error here in this line. So you want to throw this error message and it will continue your script means you need to use for the LR continue on error. You can click on this and it will ask for the value LR continue on error. So you can type error or warning, you can give it as a warning. Okay, click on OK. See, it is coming from like this. Means what will happen if it is a fail also here, it will be continue on your script. So that is why the LR continue error specify how to handle errors. You can choose the continue running if an error occur also, or about the for our run execution point of we can use for the LR continue error. And LR start and we know LR error message. LR error message means we want for any particular message as a which error we are getting. You want means you need to give for the LR error message. And LR evolve string we seen already. LR evolve string nothing but we want to read the particular variable, then we need to give for the LR eval string. And we have that lot of things will be there. Only what is important, those only I will explaining. Okay. LR paramaram index also one of the important function. So the LR paramaram index function returns a string containing the value of the parameter of the specified position in a parameter array. Like we have the array will be there, right? Array nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be there. So you want for the particular parameter index as a parameter score underscore 4 or 3 or parameter underscore nth value. So you need to give for the LR parameter index. And LR parameter length also we have, and LR parameter random we have. So LR parameter random nothing but we want to capture the any one of the value randomly, then you need to take for the LR parameter random. LR parameter random. And so LR renduges is there. Very important. LR renduges. LR renduges nothing but renduges is the 1 point to instruct the users wait for the certain point and it will execute for the subsequent all requests. Like for example, banking application will be there. So we are everyone getting salaries, right? So how it is getting, one person getting, okay, just now I got salary. Just now one person telling, 1 hour back I got. One person told maybe I will get after 1 hour. So means they segregated as a batches. So each batch is 1,000 or 2,000 numbers they segregated, and everyone will be coming from the payment section only. But at a time, see, you can observe once we get the salary right office. So what happen means I got everyone immediately telling. So everyone immediately how it is getting means the particular payment section, it will wait for the some time. So that time we can call it as a renduges. Means we are given 30 seconds or 1 hour. Then all users coming to the particular salary page, and after this time waiting time is completed, all user will get for the at a time salary. So that is a situation we can use for the LR renduges point. LR save date and time. We want to save the date and time means you can use for the LR save a date and time, and we need to give for the maximum date and length and characters. LR save string. So LR save string function assign the specified null terminated string a parameter. If the parameter does not exist, it is a created. So LR save string means we want to save the our variable to load runner variable, we can use for the LR save string. So these all functions will be there in our material. Go to that material and with example also will be there. So for these all will be LR functions. Going to the next functions, web functions. First we check with the what we know. LR web breakpoint function. Okay, and a web underscore image check, and web break say param ex, and web break say param reg exp, and web break say param, and web URL, and web submit data, and web submit form, and web custom request. So these all will be we know functions. Like which function means web breakpoint means to validate for the particular page response time point of view, to validate for the particular page, then we can use for the web breakpoint or web image checkpoints. Web break say param ex means to handle the dynamic value point of view, we are using for the correlation functions, web break say param or web break say param or ex or web break say param reg exp. And web URL function means when you are clicking any of the application, then it is generating web URL. When you are submitting to the data to the application, it is generating for the web submit data, and sometimes will be web custom request also it will generate it. So that is the when it is generated means you can go to the recording options. In the recording, we can see the HTML mode and URL mode. You can observe HTML mode, we are able to see only URL and web submit data only we are recording. So when you can switch from the HTML to URL, then we are able to get for the web custom request is one of the function. So that is why web custom request also one of the important thing. And now we can give it as a web underscore like web functions we can see. And we know for the one more function website max HTML permanent function, because when you are getting for the parameter name is a more than 256 bytes, we need to write for the website max HTML permanent function. We want to set any proxy means we can use for the website proxy. And see web convert param also we have. The web convert param function either convert HTML to text, text to plain, plain to text or URL, or convert for the plain to text to URL. Then we can use for the web convert param function. You need to write for the syntax. So you can click on this. So you can where you want write, just click this and you can double click it. Like you want to convert is a HTML to URL or URL to plain, plain to text or URL to convert. So which format you want to convert, we need to use for the web convert param function, and we need to write for the web convert param and bracket open parameter name comma convert is equal to HTML to URL, URL to HTML, HTML to plain text. So you can write anything. That is the syntax. So these are the web functions and LR functions. So you need to go to the material and read it, and with the syntax also will be there. Go through that and read it. Okay. And going to the next recording options. In the recording options, we are able to see the recording and the script and the protocol, code generation, configuration and rules and advanced and mapping and filter and chain configuration and code generation. So when you are going to job, right, these all things in your mind. So what are the recording options means you need to tell recording stop, script to protocol, code generation, advanced mapping and filter. So these all options you need to know. And for this recording, we have the two modes, HTML mode and URL mode. So HTML mode, nothing but when we want to record the only user actions means you need to record HTML mode. Maybe you want to record user actions along with the server side resource also means we need to select for the URL mode. So if anyone asks when we can switch from the HTML to URL modes, we want to record the script only user actions, then you need to go with the HTML base. If it is you want to record user actions along with the server side resource also means we can go with the URL base. As to the one more thing, if it is your HTML means if the page is doesn't change, is not a dynamic pages, so then you can go with the HTML based only. So it is a dynamic nothing but see, for example, we have the Flipkart, Amazon, this application will be there. So their home page is every time is change or not, every day will be same, because they are giving different offers and the different products. They are keeping for the advertisement for different products for the every time. So means the page is every time is changing. So you can record in HTML mode, that is not correct, because so it is changing the pages dynamically. We can switch from the HTML to URL mode and you need to record the script. Okay, it's clear this too. And when we record HTML mode, we know for the web URL and web submit data it is recorded. And when you are switch from the URL mode, you can try this. It is generated for the web custom request only. And script in that we don't have any much. And protocol nothing but which protocol you are selected, it will display. And code generation, we are able to see the correlation scan these things. And rules, we know the rules. Like we want to create any rule as a autocorrelation point of view, you need to use for the this rules one. And advanced, we have these are the options. Yesterday I showed, right, like yesterday I written for the web break find function. In manually we written, but every time it is a code will be 10,000, 20,000 lines of code will be there, script. So every page you can go to and take for test means that is a very difficult thing. So that is the way it is automatically you want to return this function web break find means you can go to the recording options, and when you are before recording you need check for this generate web break find functions as a page titles. You can check this and click on OK, and you can record automatically the function will be generated. And for here advanced, you know, headers will be there. We want headers means you can select headers. If you don't want, you can don't want. And mapping and filter. So in the mapping and filter, already we discussed, we have the three options: socket level, VNet level, and socket level and VNet level. So when we can switch from the socket level to VNet level is like Windows based application, then you can switch from the socket level to VNet. Maybe you are doing for the web based application, we can go with the socket level. But third option also we have, right? That will be when we can go with means when we have the both options, like we are recording socket level option, but some request we are unable to recording in the script. So at that time you can use for the both also. Okay. And so these are all the options. So very important, each and every point you need to go to material and read it. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello, sir. There LR function, web function is so many there. How many functions we will do, sir?
Only I told, right, what we discussed, right? Any 5 to 6 or 8 up to 8 LR functions, 8 web functions, you know, that is fine.
Yeah, okay, sir.
In material you can go what is the function and which purpose we can use and what is the syntax it will be there. Okay. See, for example, anyone asks for the interview question, how many LR functions do you know? So what you know, you can explain, like LR start transaction, LR think time, and LR save string, LR revolve string, and what you know, you can explain. Then it's good, right? Because what you know, you need to explain. Just you asking for how many you know, you're asking. And the same way you can ask for the web functions also. So web functions, web URL, web submit data, and as same to the web break say param, web break say param ex, web break say param regex, web break find, web image checkpoint, website max system param length function. So what we know, we need to explain this. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
And recording options also, each and every point. Recording means how many modes we have: HTML mode, URL mode. HTML mode, what are the options we have? And URL mode, what are the options we have? So when we can switch from the HTML to URL mode, what is the difference between HTML to URL mode? So you can go to the material, we are able to see the what is difference between HTML, URL mode. So when we record the HTML mode, what are the functions will be generated? When you record the URL mode, what is the functions will be generated? And if you record for the HTML mode, is a easy way to do the scripting. But URL mode, we can record the script will be some difficult way, and doing for the correlation also difficult because very huge number of correlation values generated from the URL mode compared to HTML mode. So that is why URL mode is just the scripting will be somewhat difficult because we are getting for the user actions along with the server side also we are getting for the number of dynamic values. So that is why URL mode, this is the difference between HTML to URL. Okay. So these functions, right, based on our requirement, we can use. It's clear, everyone? Anyone, any doubt? So almost tomorrow we'll finish our scripting. For here we have some functions will be there. So we need to discuss some C techniques as a challenges, scripting challenges will be there. So just we can discuss those things and we'll finish our scripting and we can move to the controller. So now we are done scripting means what you know, right? You need to record the script properly with the web breakpoint functions. Like already I told, right, in recording options, you need to check this option. In the advanced, you need to check this one when you are recording, because every time no need to write manually this web breakpoint function and go to that page and take for the static test. That will be very headache thing.
Kiran,
Hello?
Kiran,
Yeah.
difference between the web breakpoint and web find functions.
Web breakpoint and web find. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, web breakpoint and web find. Actually, previous versions we have only web find, and after that 9.5, 11.0 onwards, we are getting for the web breakpoint. And as to what is the difference means, this web breakpoint is a registration function. That is why we are writing for the before the request. But web find will be non-registered function. At that time, we return for the below of the request. Okay. This is the just difference from the web breakpoint, and as same to the web breakpoint is a current version is running, but web find is already descripted version. Already it's gone. So this three differences is enough. Okay.
Okay.
So we can good to close class, or anyone any doubt? So our scripting is completed means you guys also practice well with the perfect, like you need to record the script and do for everything will be there. Like each page is a checkpoint we need, and correlation you need to complete, and parameterization you need to complete for the entire script. And keep the data also, test data. Okay. We are almost finished for the scripting. Tomorrow we'll meet and tomorrow we'll close for the scripting. Thank you for joining everyone. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.